everyone. Joining me now in the studio, the boys that call themselves Poorhouse Rockers. Guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
All right.
We got the Poorhouse Rockers up here live at the radio station. It's Kirk, McEwen on Noise in the Basement. Let's introduce the band, see who we got.
I'm John Fahres.
I'm Chris Moser. I'm Dave Walsh.
And I'm Pete Baker.
Pete, the man with that killer guitar.
That's me.
You still got it?
I sold that one. I've got another killer guitar.
Oh, no. We got to kick you out. You sold that guitar.
No, I have many killer guitars.
Yes, you do. Hey, what's up with the Poorhouse Rockers these days? What have you guys been up to lately?
Playing a lot. Just going out on the road, playing 5 different states and different rooms, different people, building the crowd, and making sure that we just rock the house.
5 different states. How did you get locked into to venues in 5 different states?
Through a lot of phone calls, a lot of research, a lot of following up, asking a lot of people a lot of questions, and a lot of bugging bar owners.
So, any dates that we can catch you around here? Because I'm not trying to drive to West Virginia.
Yeah, well, we play every Thursday night at the Horse That Came In in Fells Point.
Cool.
A couple places in Fells Point.
Now,
John and Pete, I started playing, I guess, 3-4 years. It's been a couple
April
of years.
'94.
April 94.
Would you pull out the diary and check that out?
Yes.
Now, how long has the Poorhouse Rockers been in this configuration?
Last year, that was... or last week. Yeah, last week, that was 2 years. Yeah, last Wednesday, we went out and had some crabs and celebrated our 2-year anniversary as a full band.
So, explain to the people what kind of stuff you do for those of us in the audience that haven't heard you.
Take it, Chris.
We do a big old mix of stuff like roots rock and some blues and just straight ahead rock and roll, just stuff that's good times.
Hey, that stuff never goes out of style, does it? Straight ahead rock and
Of
roll.
course, our own stuff, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out a tune here. What might we hear from you guys?
How about Show Goes On and On?
Show goes on and on. Any story behind this that you want to fill everybody in on?
Yeah, it's one of those songs, just kind of a nostalgic song, looking back on life, and wrote about it. Pretty basic.
Show goes on and on. It's Poorhouse Rockers, Noise in the Basement, local music at 98 Rock. Show goes on and on. The band is Poorhouse Rockers, and they're joining me here in the studio on Noise in the Basement at 98 Rock. If you guys could work with any producer, worldwide or local, who would it be?
Everybody points at me.
Why is that? I saw that.
Well, somebody I know I'd like to work with, and we're planning on going in the studio in January.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of guys that we have contact with, if we can afford it, if timing is right. John Alagia, who produced the Dave Matthews Band.
Sure.
Or Eric Gamble, who's produced all kinds of people from Blue Mountain to of course, I'm going to blank on who he's produced now.
Yeah, but
Love Riot, just recently.
Right.
He produced theirs.
Are these local guys? I mean, because I know John Alagia is pretty much a local cat.
Yeah, he's from D.C.
How about Eric Gamble?
Eric Gamble's from New York, but he works all up and down the East Coast. Because I know one of the bands that he produced, Blue Mountain's from Alabama, so...
I've not heard of them, but I guess you having your nose to the ground, you know what's going on with
a little bit, yeah.
So, I don't know, are you guys going to go to New York and try and showcase and do that type of thing, or are you going to try and get the record guys to come here and catch you, or is that something that you want to do? You might not even want to get signed to a record contract.
Well, right now, Kirk, what we're trying to do is build a name for ourselves, build a regional name. We're traveling around the Mid-Atlantic, picking up a little bit of steam each time we make the loop around.
Yeah.
And that's our first priority, is make a name for ourselves, because everybody we've ever known that's been signed, usually it lasts a couple of years, then you're back to square one. But if you've already built a name for yourself, you can still go play clubs, still have people come see you, where a lot of times getting a record contract is your ticket to misery. So if we get a contract that we like,
that's smart.
That's great, but for right now, we're more concentrating on making a name for ourselves and getting our own songs out there through a grassroots type effort.
So you guys aren't just haphazardly approaching this. I mean, you've got some idea on exactly the way you want it to work.
That's right. We usually set goals and then a series of steps to achieve them. When we first started, we decided to take every gig we could get and make a name in Baltimore. The goal for 1996 is to basically do a 200-mile radius of Baltimore.
Sweet.
And just keep whipping it around, take anything we can get. We've met a lot of cool bands, and that way we don't burn out on one town, too. We learned that from watching a lot of our friends' bands right around the Beltway every
How
week.
true.
And, for some bands, that works great, but for us, it doesn't seem to work.
How did the songs come about? What's the process? John, do you and Pete work those out, or...?
Right now, it's the two of us do a lot of songwriting. Chris, our bass player, has just started writing more. Dave writes, but he never lets us hear him.
I write in the basement.
That's like singing in the shower, huh?
Exactly. I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, you write the basics, and it's fine that way, but then bringing it in front of the band, it takes on a life of its own, and that's what really makes it a Poorhouse Rockers song.
It's a very personal thing. I guess that's why Dave doesn't want to...
I'm working on it. I'm getting there.
Working on it.
I don't know. It takes me a while to play stuff for people, so I understand what you're saying. What advice would you have for young bands? Because I get tapes from guys that are 14, 15, 16, sending me tapes all the time. You guys are just a little bit older than that. I mean, you're not over
Just
the hill.
little.
But yeah, you're not in 10th grade anymore. What would you tell these bands that are starting?
Hey, you're talking ball, man.
I hear you.
We'd probably say to them, be persistent, stick to what you believe in, be professional when you go out, don't be like, get attitudes or anything like that. Just go out, have a good time, do what you like, and stick with it. That's the biggest thing.
And make sure you play with people that you get along with.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Too many bands crumble when, hating each other.
And one thing that's important is to support the other guys on the scene. You're all in it together. Everybody, you can't go around backstabbing. It's counterproductive to the entire scene.
That's
just
very
get to know everybody and, network and have a good time.
That's words to live by from Poorhouse Rockers. Let's spin another one before we kick you guys out. What do you got for us?
This is called Pictures of Happiness.
Pictures of Happiness. Now, this doesn't sound like a gloom doom song.
Well, let me tell you about this song. A good friend of mine got divorced, and I wrote this song for him. But as he put it, it's one of those upbeat musically songs that's got real downer lyrics.
Well,
so it's kind of counterpoint.
Yeah, it balances itself out, huh?
That's right.
All right, guys, thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. Keep an eye out for Poorhouse Rockers playing around the 5 states area, and catch them when you can. This is Pictures of Happiness here at 98 Rock. Poorhouse Rockers on Noise in the Basement.
Another time, another place, another reason that you couldn't face. You couldn't help it, caught in between. And now you're killing time and you're you're killing me.
Yeah, Poorhouse Rockers here at 98 Rock, Pictures of Happiness. And right in front of that one, we heard Show Goes On and On. Thanks to Poorhouse Rockers for stopping up. Catch those guys, if you can, playing down in Fells Point a lot. Wander around and bump into them. Deadbeat Mom on the show tonight. Also, a Natural Distance, heard from SMO and Love Riot. If you've got music, get it to us. It's Noise in the Basement, 3800 Hooper Avenue, Baltimore, 21211. Thanks to Coors Light, the Silver Bullet, our sponsor. Also, thanks to Rick Fullhouse Strauss for giving up some time for the locals. Thank you to Bob Steyer running things back at the station. I'm Kirk McEwen. I'll be back again tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, and we'll do this thing again next Sunday night. Noise in the Basement, every Sunday at 9 o'clock. Stay tuned for Off the Record. See ya.